Hey guys, welcome back to the BK Breakdown with your host Kevin Walsh.
And Brandon Isenbarger.
And let's get this show started.
My mama called, see you on TV. Sunset shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hating, say we changing, look, we made it. Yeah, we made it.
Welcome back, guys. It's great to be here on this Thursday night, just 2 days after our last filmed video.
That's right.
It feels good to be able to be a little bit more consistent with our videos.
Mm-hmm.
Seems
It does.
good, and we're going to talk some more trending and sports things, but we're going to focus a little bit on NCAA basketball, like the recent rankings that have came out this past Sunday. We're going to talk a little bit about the Paul Pierce and Isaiah Thomas, would you say, troubles with the Cavs-Celtics game.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to reference our predictions in the AFC and NFC championship games.
Mm-hmm.
But we're really excited to show you guys those predictions.
Yes, we are. I'm very excited.
We feel pretty good about our predictions,
Mm-hmm.
and we think they're going to do pretty well. But we are first going to start out with our NCAA basketball AP rankings, kind of review, thoughts on the teams, things of that nature.
And we're personally happy with our rankings because our Buckeyes are top 25.
They are 22 Ohio
It's
State
been a
Buckeyes.
while.
So I think they said it was our first time being ranked since 2015.
Wow.
Which feels good as Buckeye fans because we do expect, especially with our football teams, we expect to be ranked pretty high. So feels good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of other teams that are still ahead of us, and we want to talk about those teams too, because we've been following college basketball lately, and there's some teams that we think are a little overrated that are at the top of the list. There's some teams that we think definitely could go far in the tournament. But speaking of the tournament, though, Brandon's pretty excited for the tournament.
Yeah, that's right. Just a few more months until March Madness begins.
Yeah. I had a pretty good year in March Madness bracket last year. Brandon had a little bit down year.
It was pretty bad.
Maybe a little bit more than down year, but he's really preparing himself to do well this year. So
That's right.
and he's pretty excited. But I hope he's not too excited where if he doesn't do well, that he's going to be a little disappointed.
My main focus is Ohio State making March Madness, though.
That's the key. And
Hope they make it.
the problem with them making March Madness, though, is it's going to bring a little bit of bias into our brackets.
Usually when they make March Madness, I kind of have them going pretty far.
Yeah, when we were like a top 3 seed, I used to always take them all the way.
Yeah, same.
But now, if we are like a 5 or a 6 or 7 seed, I could see us taking us around 2 rounds, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sweet 16, and then
That'd be
taking
cool.
the loss, depending on, obviously, who's in their region and things of that nature. But we want to get talking about some teams we've seen so far.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about North Carolina.
All right, so North Carolina, they are ranked 15.
That's right, 14-4. Is that right? Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Yep. And I know they beat Ohio State. That's right.
So one of those wins was against Ohio State, which
That was at the beginning. Although that was at the beginning of the year, they still they haven't been looking like themselves lately. Even though they won March Madness last year.
Yeah, so they did beat Ohio State at the CBS Sports Classic, which I think was in Brooklyn.
No, New Orleans.
New
Orleans.
Orleans?
It was New Orleans.
Okay. It wasn't at the Barclays Center. Okay. But they did just lose to Virginia as well.
They did. That's right. And Florida State, back-to-back week. Or back-to-back games.
Number 2 ranked Virginia. And is Florida State even ranked?
Yeah, I think they're 24th.
24.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, Virginia is the defensive
Yeah,
beast.
they've been looking really good this season.
Yeah, I think they only average around 59 points per game. Like they only allow 59 points per game, which is kind of crazy in college basketball because you can expect normally around 70 points, I'd say.
Oh yeah, me too.
But
For sure. But North Carolina also Wofford, was it?
oh yes, they did lose to Wofford. That's
Yeah,
right.
that was a bad loss.
I think it
on the
was
resume.
Wofford's like first top 25 victory ever. And I think it was at UNC.
Yeah, it was. That's right.
That was crazy, especially Wofford, North Carolina defending national champions, and take that out of Wofford. That's pretty crazy. But
Yeah.
hey, they still are ranked. They're still going to be probably a top seed.
Yeah, they usually are.
But let's get to the Big Ten, right?
Mhm.
We got Purdue as the top team in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah.
At least ranking-wise. I mean, I still see Michigan State most likely being the best team in the Big Ten at the end of the season. But Purdue, they are 17-2. They are 7-0 in the Big Ten.
They just had a pretty good win at Michigan. One of their first wins at Michigan in a while.
Yeah, in a close game.
Yeah.
Very close game. So I think personally, I'm a believer that Purdue is overrated. But that's what I think.
I mean, I
don't
don't
see them being a number 1 seed.
Neither do I. They don't really have too many good wins. I mean, they lost to Western Kentucky, as I'm looking at it, and Tennessee, excuse me. So, I mean,
Tennessee is decent.
They're not bad, but
They're
Western
21.
Kentucky is just...
Western Kentucky is unacceptable. But, yeah, Purdue at number 3, like, as of now, they would be a number 1 seed in March Madness. And they are not a team. Like, if you wanted to take a sleeper pick as a 1 seed, I would guarantee you, like, probably 5% of brackets would probably take Purdue to win it all.
Yeah.
Very little. And honestly, I wouldn't blame people for not taking them because I can't really take them very seriously. But a team that I can take pretty seriously is Oklahoma because they got a star in Trae Young.
Yeah, Trae Young, he's looking good his rookie year, right?
Yeah, freshman year. Probably going to go to the draft next year.
Probably. He's in the he's one of the finalists for the, as of now, the basketball player of the year.
I could totally see that. I mean, he's pretty much Steph Curry.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I did notice in the game the other night, I forget who it was against, but he went like 2 for 9 from 3, but he also can come out and bang 7 for 7 from 3 and such. And also like 5 feet beyond the arc, probably 3 feet beyond the NBA.
And he's shooting from NBA range.
Oh, easy.
So.
And also he's just doing Curry-like things where he's kind of walking up the 3-point line, not even facing the basket, and literally just turns around and pops a 3 and drains it. And those people are hard, you can't guard them.
Especially at the college level. I mean, it's not many. It's rare that we get someone that can just walk up to a 3-point line and make a shot.
Yeah,
that often.
That's true because every year you're gonna get better at shooting, but they do try to make it a little harder by making the 3-point line a little deeper. But to be honest, it really doesn't change much. The NBA players are always going to be the best 3-point shooters from their line versus college guys. But Trae Young is hitting them from NBA range, which is pretty impressive. And I could definitely see them being a decent March Madness team because when you can have trust in a freshman like that, that can be what a team really needs.
But I also want to talk about Duke. I mean, they're like Duke. You'd think they'd be pretty good, but they've been on and off this season. They have 2 losses. That's right.
Yeah.
To NC State and Boston College.
2 bad losses.
Yeah. Because NC State is not very good, and I think Boston College might be one of the worst in the ACC.
Yeah, not looking too good for Duke, but 15-2 at almost every team in the country would take.
Yeah.
Especially, I did see recently too, like Coach K was taking like a week off or something like that for like health issues.
Oh, really?
So that's another thing that could possibly get in the way of a good Duke season.
And you can never trust them in March Madness either.
Like a Mercer game?
Yeah.
Or didn't they lose to South Carolina as well last year?
Yeah, they did in the Sweet 16 or Elite 8 or something.
Sweet 16 or Elite 8. I'm not quite sure. But Coach K's health is not looking good. I don't see him coaching very much longer.
Yeah.
But he is a legend in college basketball.
And they have one of the best players in the country, Marvin Bagley. So.
Yeah, and one thing I did bring up to you actually about Coach K is I just cannot imagine a Duke coach basketball team without Coach K.
Yeah. That's just weird to think about.
He's been coaching there since 1980, and obviously that was, 20 years before we were born? So he's always been the coach of Duke, so it'd be so weird to see a different guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Duke, you mentioned Marvin Bagley. He's a beast.
Yeah, he's looking good this year.
You think he'll be number 1 or top 3? Definitely top 3.
Definitely top 3.
Yeah, and they're also talking a little about that Michael Porter Jr. guy from
Missouri,
who also going to be going top. But he was injured this year.
He won't be playing a game this season, and, I mean, it would have been his first season as a college player, so we never got a good chance to look at him, unfortunately.
NBA teams, if I was an NBA team, I'd be a little skeptical of drafting him.
Definitely.
The last game you've watched him play is a high school game, and he's coming off an injury. He's taking a year off of basketball. I mean, most guys, they don't. Doesn't matter if they take a year off, but he is that good. I would just say top 10 for him. I wouldn't put him in the top 3 for me. just because playing at the college level I think is important. Obviously didn't prove true with guys like LeBron, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant. I'm pretty sure those are some ones that came out of high school. But it's different. I think college is good for players, but most teams are against drafting guys that are
1 year.
1 year guys. Because, well, no. They're actually against drafting guys that are seniors because they think that they weren't that good to start. They like to take those high...
The younger guys, too.
And they like to take the guys that get a lot of publicity, too, because that's what NBA teams want. You know, it is a money-making business.
That's right.
So Marvin Bagley will be bringing a lot of hype into a lot of teams. So Duke, obviously still ranked number 5, so they are probably happy where they are.
Yeah, no worries there.
But West Virginia was an interesting one when they went to number 1 in the country.
Yeah, that's right. I think so. But did they just lose, I think?
Yeah, they did. I'm not sure who they lost to, but I know they are.
They have they have 2 straight losses to Texas Tech and then Kansas.
Texas Tech and Kansas.
So
Kansas is a good loss. They're a top 10.
Well, Texas Tech is looking better than Kansas. They're ranked higher than Kansas there.
Oh, 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least they lost back-to-back. I'm not sure if they were ranked in the top 10 when they played them because those are the most recent.
Yeah.
These are Sunday. I'm not positive. So I know Kansas did kind of come back on West Virginia.
Yeah, I think they had like a 13-point comeback, I think.
So West Virginia, I've always liked to take them in March Madness stuff. I've always been a guy who likes to take them normally at least to the Sweet 16 and maybe the Elite 8. But for some reason, every time I think of West Virginia, I always think of their coach that sits on that stool.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but he always sits on that stool. And
where's that, like, big vest or something like that?
Yeah,
Shirt
it's
vest.
kind of like a puffy, slick jacket.
They're also known for their defense, too.
Yeah.
Press Virginia.
That's right. I mean, they put a lot of pressure on the ball, bringing up half court. But teams can prepare for it now, since they know that they do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Much every important game, I'd say. So they can prepare for that.
They have Javon Carter, obviously. Is he senior?
He's older. I'm guessing he's a senior.
He might be a 5th-year senior.
Because I remember I've been seeing him for a while.
Yeah, but he's good for that team. He's looking pretty good. But it's gonna be interesting to see what West Virginia does this season in the playoffs.
Yeah. Do we want to touch a little bit on Wichita State too?
Yeah, I kind of do. Because aren't they new in the Big 12? I think they're in the Big 12 now.
You're probably right. I don't remember seeing anything.
At least in basketball, I think they might be in the Big 12 now. Or no, the American Conference.
But they joined like
a big.
Did they used to not be in the American
No,
Conference?
I don't think they did. I don't think they were.
Okay, but it's hard to think Wichita State could be good, even though they did have a good run.
They are.
A few years ago.
Yeah, they are. You see them a lot in March Madness, but I mean, in regular season, you don't see too much about them. But they're ranked 7 right now, so.
Yeah, they've got their coach Greg Marshall. I think that's correct.
Yeah.
So he's getting paid big bucks to stay there because they want to keep him there, and I don't blame him because most times when you're coaching at a smaller school, they won't be willing to give you enough money, and then you end up leaving, go to a big name school to try to make more money. But they make sure to pay him because, to be honest, if it wasn't for Wichita State's basketball program, I wouldn't even.
Yeah. And looking at their season right now, I mean, they don't have too many good wins. I mean, their losses are good. Except for they just lost to SMU, but they lost to Oklahoma, which is a great win, and then Notre Dame.
Wow. So that's good. And I know SMU, I think, was a ranked 6th seed last year in March.
Yeah, they were.
They're not a bad team.
No.
And I remember they're a pretty high-powered offense, which is pretty good.
But look at their remaining schedule. I mean, they've played Cincinnati twice, 12th ranked Cincinnati, and then the rest of their teams are very good. They're all unranked, I believe.
They should have a nice road to getting a nice seed.
Yeah, they should.
Especially if they can win the conference.
That'd be a big.
Because winning your conference is big. Especially because you get a lot of good tournament experience before the tournament.
That's right.
Because if you lose early, you're kind of going to be a little cold coming into the tournament. And it doesn't look good when it comes to seeding, which is huge. So another Big Ten team that we follow a good bit. We follow Big Ten teams pretty well.
Yeah.
And Michigan State's one of them.
Yeah.
And we are very happy to get that Ohio State victory.
That's right.
Over
blowout. It was a blowout, actually.
Yes, 16 points, I think.
Yeah.
80-64. And that one felt really good.
They just came off a loss to Michigan, which Michigan's ranked now.
Okay. So they are at least losing to some decent teams, 2 ranked teams now. But I think both those teams got ranked because of the wins against
well,
them.
Ohio State, when we beat Michigan State, we were not ranked. But the game after which we beat Michigan State, we got ranked. But I don't know why they put Michigan in the top 25 when they beat them, and they were only a 4 seed. But when we beat them, they were number 1.
That doesn't make much sense. I think it mainly was because there was a little bit higher expectation for Michigan, is my guess.
Well,
for the season.
I think it was at Michigan State too, so that may have
that
helped.
Home, but
I'm not sure.
I think it was. We were happy though it was at home because winning a big time game like that will help fill up the arena a little bit more because Ohio State basketball really hasn't been filling arenas very well.
Yeah, past 3 years the top bowl has been empty, so it's kind of sad.
Yeah, when we have those big time games, we need to fill those seats because we need to get those wins.
But Michigan State has some pretty good losses. Lost to Duke. Great loss, I guess.
Yeah, they played them in that. That was early on in the season. That was probably like first or second game.
Yeah, I forget what that's between like 4 teams, I think, like Michigan State, Duke, and then
it was some sort of classic of some sort.
Yes,
but it was a pretty cool event that they hosted pretty early on, and
I
think they were ranked like 1 and 2.
Yeah, well, Duke was ranked 1.
Yeah, I think Michigan State might have been ranked 2.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State always had a lot of hype. Remember last year they had a lot of hype going to March Madness, didn't they? And then they end up getting beat.
They lost
2 years ago. 2 years ago?
2 years ago they lost to like Middle Tennessee.
Middle Tennessee State, that's right. Against the what is it? The Blue Raiders or
something like that.
The Blue Raiders. That was crazy. I actually was one of the people that didn't take Michigan State very far.
I didn't.
I had them losing in the Sweet 16, which I was pretty happy about because a lot of people had them winning it all.
I had them losing maybe in the Elite 8 or maybe Sweet 16.
So that one felt pretty good.
Yeah. But their other 2 losses, obviously, Ohio State and Michigan. So, I don't know. Michigan State has been on and off the season. Obviously, they're ranked 9.
They'll turn it on.
Usually, in the playoffs, Tom Izzo gets that team straightened out, so they'll probably expect a good run by Michigan State.
Yeah, you can expect that. And we got 2 fellow Ohio teams, Xavier and Cincinnati, ranked 11 and 12.
That's pretty cool to watch.
But it's cool to see, but some Buckeye fans are a little pissed because they will be stealing our recruits. And now, when you got 2 Ohio teams like that are ranked higher than Ohio State, that's pretty crazy.
You want Ohio State to be the best Ohio basketball team in the state.
That's very like you would never think of Ohio State football being worse than any other team in Ohio. So Ohio State basketball should always be getting the best recruits in Ohio. But when Xavier and Cincinnati are playing good, it doesn't help.
No, but Xavier's been looking pretty good this season.
Yeah, is Trayvon Blewett still on their team?
Yeah, he is.
All right.
I think he's their star player. But Big East, so they've got some competition. I mean, Villanova, obviously, and Providence. I don't know who else is.
Isn't Butler in the Big East?
I think Butler is Gonzaga, or is that?
No, Gonzaga's out in the Western Mountain West or Western Coast Conference or something.
Okay.
But they do play some good teams. Villanova is ranked number 1 right now.
I think they just lost to them a few games ago, so
that's probably why Villanova's ranked number 1. Everyone's getting beat right now, and they kind of so whatever team didn't lose most recently.
And Xavier and Cincinnati played each other already this season. Xavier won.
That's probably why they're retired by 1. But 16-3. What's Ohio State? 16-4.
16-4. Yeah, 16-4.
16-4. So we almost have the same record. But they play a little bit easier competition, I'd say.
Yeah, I think they give some leeway to Xavier though because of how they've looked in the past few years.
That's true.
I mean, I think they had a pretty good run in the playoffs 2 years ago. I'm not sure if I'm right, but
yeah. The thing is too is that I think the Big Ten's a lot deeper than the Big East, just because there's some good top tier Big East teams, like we said. I mean, Providence is good, Villanova's good. Butler's always a good game. We actually got beat by Butler earlier in the year.
Right.
So,
but then they've got
some bottom feeders.
DePaul.
They've got some bottom feeders down there. Obviously, we do too. But any Big Ten game, you can go out and lose.
Yeah.
We just played Northwestern. We won by 6, and they cut it within 3 with 45 seconds to go last night.
That was a tough game.
That was on the road, but it all comes down to winning the games because that's what's going to matter. Losing by 3 doesn't really matter if you're or Northwestern losing by 3 doesn't matter in the stat books and record books because
a win's a win.
Yeah. And a loss is a loss. So you can't be happy with a loss by 1 or 2 because no one's going to remember it if you lose.
Yeah.
So Arizona State, they looked really good to start the year. Fell off a little bit.
I think they were
kinda
ranked.
surprised.
They were ranked like 1 or 2 at the beginning, or not the beginning, but midway through the season.
Yeah, they were looking really good. They fell off a little bit. I'm not quite sure the 3 losses were 2, but I know they do have a former Buckeye transfer, Mickey Mitchell.
That's right. They lost to Arizona, Colorado, Oregon, and Stanford. So those are not very good losses.
So 4 losses. So Arizona, they looked really bad to start the year. I think they started out really, really bad. But Arizona's always going to be a tough game, especially in that rivalry with Arizona v. Arizona. Colorado, they're probably pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them being a little overrated in the tournament. That's just
Arizona State.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I don't remember the last time they've been in the playoffs.
That's the thing that I think about with like Purdue too. Is like, when was the last time you know them being a super high seed?
Yeah.
And Arizona State, could not tell you the last time I remember them even being in the tournament. Or I don't think they were in the tournament last year, were they? Or
No,
maybe they were. I
don't think they were.
I don't remember seeing their name. I can tell you that. But there's just a few more teams I might want to touch on. I mean, Clemson.
We lost to them too. Ohio State did.
Ohio State was up the entire game and pretty much blew it at the very end.
Yeah, that was.
We Trayvon blew it at the end. No, say it a reference. But yeah, we did not want to take that loss. That would have been a good top 25 win.
They are ranked though, so it looks pretty good on our.
Looks good, especially if we lost to a top 25 team. We only have 4 losses, so that's not bad. We're winning 80% of our games.
Yeah.
So 80%, that is better than Chris Holtman, Ohio State head coach's career record of 59%. So it feels good to raise his average. He definitely is in the running to win easily Big Ten Coach of the Year and National Coach of the Year. Don't sleep.
Yeah. Don't sleep on it.
Any other teams you want to talk about in the top 25?
I kind of want to talk about Auburn, SEC.
Okay.
Only 1
loss. Wow.
Ranked. Oh no, they have 2 losses.
2 losses. Man, this is not updated for me.
Oh yeah, they are ranked 17th in the SEC. I mean, when you think of SEC, you only think of Kentucky.
That's right.
And last year, South Carolina
that was crazy.
had a pretty good Final Four run.
And now they're around 500, which is crazy.
That's really weird to think about. And then Auburn. I mean, I don't remember the last time they were ranked as an SEC team. So, and their 2 losses are to Temple and Alabama.
Those are not very good losses.
I don't remember Temple being a very good. I don't remember Temple being a very good basketball team at all, or really Alabama.
I think Alabama's never really been a good basketball team.
They've always
in my older, probably since I was 10, last 5 so years.
Well, the past few years, I think they've always been on the cusp of 25 or 24.
Yeah.
So
but
I don't. I don't think Auburn. I don't remember them last time having Auburn in March Madness. So I don't know if they make it. I don't know what to expect from the Tigers. So
yeah, so I think that pretty much breaks down the NCAA breakdown for us right now. We'll definitely get back to that in a few weeks, I'd say. There's a little bit of change in the rankings. We'll be able to see if our predictions are a little bit right.
Yeah.
Some teams fall off. Maybe like Purdue. I could totally see them being outside the top 15 next time we
check in with you guys.
Check in with the NCAA stuff. But we also want to look into the Paul Pierce, Isaiah Thomas stuff.
Some Pro B-ball.
So here is the situation. I can break it down for you guys. Pretty much, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going into Boston in February, I'm pretty sure. And that is the night that the Celtics decided they wanted to honor Paul Pierce's career as a Celtic, which is awesome that they're honoring a guy who won them. Was part of their big 3 and won a championship for them. And unfortunately, that was also a game where Isaiah Thomas, who's now a Cleveland Cavalier, the Boston Celtics offered to give him a little
tribute video,
quick Isaiah Thomas tribute video.
Before the game,
maybe during a timeout. Just
nothing too big.
Just a quick few minutes, probably max. And Paul Pierce was a little salty, maybe is the word.
Yeah, he was
against it.
I don't know what it was, but there's a little tension going on between Isaiah and Paul for the weirdest reason, I guess.
Yeah, Paul Pierce was a little mad that he thinks it's his one night
Yeah.
it's his one night to come back, and I don't blame him a little bit too. I'm like, I mean, I understand it's your night.
He won them a ring.
I don't even understand why wouldn't they just put Paul Pierce's night for tribute, not against the Cavs?
Yeah.
I do not understand that.
Why don't they? I understand why Isaiah Thomas's should, because it's against him. Well,
It's his only game.
Yeah,
in
it's his
Boston.
only game where he's going to be in Boston, but they have multiple other games where they can do it. They have the rest of the season.
They do.
To
So
do
they
it.
can do so many different games. They probably just wanted to do a big primetime game, do a good thing.
Yeah,
which makes sense. But
To
they
hype
had
up
to
the fans.
assume that Isaiah, but they probably didn't think it was a problem.
Hmm.
Celtics probably did not think it was a problem with
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce, but he was against it. He pretty much said to the Celtics that it's his night, and Isaiah Thomas was originally like, "What the heck, man? Like, it's just a quick video, kind of."
It's like a 30 second to a minute video, and then Isaiah Thomas, it was just, he doesn't really care anymore, does he?
Yeah, he just sent out a tweet last night or 2 nights ago, and he pretty much said, like, yeah, I don't want to intrude on Paul Pierce's night. Just don't thank you for your kind offer for Boston for the tribute video, but just focus on honoring Paul Pierce.
He's really nice about it.
Yeah, he does care, but he doesn't care. I think
Yeah.
like he cares because obviously he enjoyed his time in Boston, but I think when he got traded, he was pretty mad.
I looked at a video of like when it happened, when he got the call that he was being traded. He was pretty pissed about it.
Yeah, Danny Ainge, the owner, I think he's the owner or GM. I know he's like a big Celtics guy. I know he used to play for the Celtics as well. So he was pissed at him, and he was kind of like, wow, well, they don't think I'm good enough. And it's sad to me, though, because he did play in a Celtics game as soon as right after his sister's tragic death in the car accident, which was pretty crazy that a guy can do that for his team. He really liked the Celtics. So
He averaged almost 30 points a game for them.
yeah, better than any season Paul Pierce ever had.
Wow.
So obviously Isaiah was only there for 3 years, so it's not a very elongated career in Boston. But I do think he deserves a tribute video, and I think Paul Pierce should
Chill out a little bit.
His entire night. Isaiah Thomas is just a minute or two. So why
freak out about it?
Yeah, now now people are gonna not like him as much.
It's kind of ruining the night almost.
Yeah.
People were probably looking forward to the Isaiah Thomas tribute and maybe and also the Paul Pierce kind of celebration.
Definitely. But yeah, that'll be interesting when we watch that game and just kind of see like when they focus in on Paul Pierce a little bit. It's gonna be a little awkward, I think. But I don't think Celtics fans will make it a little awkward. They're gonna definitely try to honor Paul Pierce as much as they can. Which I don't blame him. He deserves it.
He's a great player.
Deserve it too.
Yeah.
But I mean, unfortunately, only one's gonna get it. But yeah, so that's kind of our breakdown on the Paul Pierce Isaiah Thomas tension.
But I think we should start getting to our NFL predictions for this weekend.
I think we should too. So we've got the our NFL championship games predictions right here. We're gonna pop them up on the screen. It's not the best looking stuff, but we just wanted to give you guys a little visual of our score predictions, just so you guys can see it while we're talking. And we've got the AFC Championship right here, Brandon. So we've got the matchup between the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tell me a little bit of a breakdown of this game that you can maybe expect to see during this game, and why you're excited for it.
Well, at first, for the Steelers game, I thought it was going to be kind of a defensive game. Pretty low scoring, maybe like 10-7 or 13-7 or something like that. But obviously it wasn't. It was a bit of a shootout towards the end, 45-42. But when the Jags go against the Patriots this weekend, I think it's kind of going to be the similar way. Because with Tom Brady and all of his weapons, I think it's going to be pretty high scoring for them. And I think the defense will get a few stops and maybe some turnovers here and there. But I think Blake Bortles is really coming around as a quarterback, even though this is his first playoff appearance. But I think the Jags offense is starting to come together as a team, and I think they're going to give the Patriots a game and end up winning.
So what is your score prediction there, Brandon? Because I just pulled it up on the screen right here.
Well, I have the Jags winning that game, 35-28.
So decently high scoring.
Yeah.
So you see maybe a good game from Tom Brady, maybe getting 2 to 3 touchdowns, maybe.
Probably all of them except maybe one rushing touchdown from
So maybe
something like
it's
that.
probably 21 points from him. But you're expecting 35 points from the Blake Bortles, who's been receiving all the hate.
Well, maybe not 35, but definitely 21 or 28 because I think the defense will get a few turnovers.
So you see Blake Bortles contributing to like 21
Yes,
28
definitely.
Okay, and then Leonard Fournette, right? 3 touchdowns last game. He's gonna look good.
That was a great game by him. 109 yards, I think, and I thought the Jags really showed some kind of creativity with their offense because I think Blake Bortles threw a touchdown pass to his fullback to T.J. Yeldon, and he had a few really good long passes to Keenan Cole.
And D.D. Westbrook had some catches too.
D.D. Westbrook had a really good game too.
So your prediction looks pretty good. You got a pretty high scoring. Mine is a little bit different. I have the game being a little less high scoring.
That's right.
I do see the Jags D having a really good game. I really do see Jalen Ramsey getting at least 1 to 2 picks in this game.
Yeah, I really like him.
He is a trash talker. He does hype himself up, but he can definitely back it up with his game.
Mm-hmm.
He is very good, and I think this is the game against the Tom Brady where he can really show, yo, I'm the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I can go against the best. And he just did it against Ben Roethlisberger. I think he got a pick last week, if I'm right about that.
Yeah, he
I
did.
think he was the one who got the pick against Big Ben. So he is not scared of anyone, any receiver. As you can see, remember the A.J. Green, Jalen Ramsey
that was crazy
fight that they had, which was just shows he is not going to back down from a guy like A.J. Green, even though he's a pretty young guy out of Florida State.
I mean, he's had 2 picks last 2 games. The game-winning pick against the Bills also. So
he did, yeah, when he dove out and
got that
off the
really athletic catch. That was a great catch by him.
Yeah, really athletic catch. But yeah, so I have Jaguars 27, Patriots 17. I have the Jags winning by 10 here, just because I see Tom Brady getting held down a little bit just by that Jaguars D, that good D line with Calais Campbell.
Well, yeah, and A.J. Boye is looking really good.
He is. He was at Houston last season, if you guys remember.
Really good pickup by the Jags.
Yes, and I do see Jags scored 27. I don't see them scoring nearly close to their 45-point performance last week. But I see the Jags scoring 27. I see Blake Bortles maybe accounting for 2 passing touchdowns. I do see Leonard Fournette also accounting for about 2 of those as well. But I'd say 3 touchdowns total and 2 field goals is probably what I'd go with. So maybe 2 from Blake, 1 from Leonard maybe. And then I see some kicks by, I think Josh Lambo is their kicker.
Josh Lambo, that's right.
But, yeah, so that's my prediction for the game. I don't see the Patriots playing very well. I think their defense is a little shaky all year, especially their coverage. Even though Jacksonville doesn't have the best receivers out there, not the big-name guys, I still see them
taking the dub.
They got Blake Bortles at the helm, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. But we got the evening games for this week. Very interesting. A little controversy of the 2 quarterbacks coming from the same team, actually, Rams. So we got Nick Foles and Case Keenum battling it off in Philadelphia.
In the NFC Championship game.
That's right.
The chilly Philadelphia, right?
Yes, I think it's gonna be a good game.
Oh yes, I think we can expect a huge game, especially after the high emotion game from Minnesota last week.
Surprising win against the Falcons for the Eagles.
That was crazy. I think most people were assuming a Falcons win there. So will be an intriguing matchup because 2 very little experienced playoff quarterbacks matching it up and gonna battle it out. Obviously, I hate QB comparisons in games because they are not really technically going against each other.
Yeah.
Because they're not going 1v1. They're not even going against each side of the ball. So, but I guess the question is, who's the better quarterback and who's got the better defense? That's really what's going to come down to.
I think you're right too. But both the teams' defenses are looking pretty good this season too.
They are.
The Vikings D, one of the best, obviously, this season, and then Eagles D looking really good with Malcolm Jenkins and Fletcher Cox.
Yes, they do look good. But what is your prediction for this game, Brandon?
I have the Eagles winning this game, 13-7. So pretty defensive game, really similar to the Falcons-Eagles game.
Yeah, and that just came down to the very end.
It did. The Falcons with the game win, or they tried for the game-winning drive against the Eagles.
Couldn't quite get it.
No, Julio Jones choked.
So 13-7. I'm assuming you see 1 touchdown, 2 field goals by Jake Elliott.
Yeah, I don't think Nick Foles will have a passing touchdown this game. He's been pretty cold the past few games this season.
But what running back you think?
I like J.J.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there are. We got Lear Blunt had the rushing touchdown last week, but I think J.J. will get a rushing touchdown. I don't think it'll be a very long touchdown. I think they're gonna just pass the ball down the field to Ertz and Jeffrey. I think they're just gonna pound the ball into the end zone.
Pound one in when they're inside the goal line.
Yeah,
or
but
when they're and goal, I guess.
But last game, Jake Elliott kicked a few goals, and I think he'll do the same this game.
He's been big for them. I think he made probably around 3 field goals last game.
Yeah, he did.
So he was big time, and I think he's a rookie, so he is definitely good for the future of the Eagles. But
it'll be tough. It'll be a tough game for the Eagles' offense against this Vikings team.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say this is gonna be the Eagles' last game of the season.
You think?
And I am gonna take the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Philadelphia Eagles 17-6. That's because I do not see Nick Foles scoring a touchdown in this game, and I don't see any offense movement by Philadelphia. Barely any. They'll just get on the they'll just get across the 50 like probably 3 times, and they'll score twice, and those scores will be field goals.
It was hard. I will say it was hard for them to do it against the Falcons D, which the Falcons D isn't anything special.
It's mediocre.
But the Vikings D.
It's the Vikings D, right? They've got Anthony Barr.
Wow.
They've got Eric Kendricks. They've got
Xavier Rhodes or Xavier Rhodes.
Yeah.
Other people pronounce him.
Yeah, so Xavier Rhodes, and then Harrison Smith too is back there on safety too.
That's right, he is.
He's very good, and they are looking good on.
That is a great defense they've got going for them.
They do, and they are not going to be I know they play indoor, but I don't think they're going to be afraid of playing outside.
Well, I think they're going to have some confidence, and they're going to be playing because if they know if they win, they know they're going to get home field advantage for the Super Bowl, and they're going to be really fighting for that, and it'll be a close game.
Yeah, so 17-6. I see Vikings scored 17 points. Not super high offensive game for them, just because Case Keenum did only throw 1 touchdown last game, when it was on the final play of the game. So
miracle
play, be remembered forever. But yeah, Case Keenum looks good. I like the offense. I like the receivers on Minnesota. Kyle Rudolph has been looking pretty decent. I still get the edge of Zach Ertz there, but the receivers for Minnesota, I think, are the real deal. I think Adam Thielen, out of I know he's undrafted, and then Stephon Diggs are both big time players.
And they've got their two running backs are looking pretty good. Murray and McKinnon. They've got a ground and pound, and then a kind of a
speedster.
That's right. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I really like the Vikings. You like the Eagles, and then we also we were synonymous in picking
go Jags.
Picking the Jags. You believed in the Jags from the start.
I did. I can't believe they are ended up playing the Patriots. It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I think people should expect a better game out of Jacksonville than they think.
Because I know that at least for the Steelers fans, they're looking ahead of that game. They're expecting to play the Patriots, but it's not how it intended to be. So.
Yeah. So.
Those are our predictions for this week, the AFC and NFC Championship.
That is right. So we are really happy to watch those games, and we're definitely going to keep up with that NCAA basketball stuff.
Yes, definitely.
And we'll be with you definitely before that Isaiah Thomas, Paul Pierce.
Yeah,
game.
we'll be looking for. That's going to be an interesting night.
It is. Hey, but make sure you guys check us out on Twitter right up here.
That's important. Right up there, Twitter. Click on the link.
Yeah, we definitely tweet out every single time we upload a video. You can tweet at us on there. We'll definitely get back to you. We love using Twitter. It's pretty quick for us. And
it lets our fans know when we are about to upload a video or get ready to broadcast.
Yeah, and we really like using that mainly because it's a little bit better connection with the fans. Because on YouTube comments, it's not as easy to contact with you guys. Obviously, definitely comment in the YouTube comments.
It's a lot easier to use Twitter rather than YouTube because you can send links and it's easier to text and talk to each other.
Yeah. So definitely subscribe to our channel. We are really trying. Really trying to grow. We're trying to be a little bit more consistent with you guys. And we'd love for you guys to keep watching all of our videos.
And if you'd like, please click the bell button. So whenever we upload a video, it alerts you right away. So that'll be good to have.
You're not going to wait when you see that alert. As soon as you see that, you're gonna be like, definitely get on and watch.
Yeah.
But because we really like talking to you guys. So yeah, I think that's all we got for this video.
That's right.
That is it. So I am Kevin Walsh.
And I'm Brandon Isenbarger.
And we are checking out.
Thanks, guys.